Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Welcome to another flight from Montreal. We're going to refly the Montreal to Ottawa flight that we flew now that Canada's been updated. We're going to run the slightly updated version of the aircraft as well. Just a little fun flight, nothing serious, nothing major planned, but it's just to check out how well they did with Montreal. I'm going to change up the weather and time just a little bit because I want clear weather for this. It helps to hit the right button. I'm going to hit a little bit of early morning. We're going to go with clear skies, or high clouds. There we go. Some nice high level clouds. Perfect. I had to put it in active pause so I didn't get blown off course here. My rudder's going. Get down and decided to go with the newer version of this. Not that it makes any difference. We're hand flying 99% of 99%. We're hand flying 100% of this one. But let's get up in the air and check out Montreal. Get right at this. I have to leave at 4 o'clock in the morning to go with my dad on the honor flight. We're flying out of Plattsburgh, New York, and if you happen to look between Plattsburgh, New York and Washington DC and actually see a call sign that says Honor Flight 1, that will be the call sign of the aircraft we're in. There we go. So if you happen to be looking around and see that pop up, it's a lot like Air Force One. It has a tail number, but the second it gets airborne, there'll be Honor Flight 1 and 2, much like Air Force One when the president's on board. They honor the veterans with their own call sign, which is cool. See how much better they've done. I still don't know where I'm getting these funky water things from. I'm not sure if it's a DLSS or an artifact, or just something, a way they change things out. Check a few things around the island of Montreal. We're going to see how the Formula One track looks. Angeron Park supposedly has been updated, which is where I park my car every time I go up. Catch the metro there. Most of the bridges have been handcrafted. They do know I'm still getting the glitch with the handcrafted airports, or not that, a lot of handcrafted bridges going all the way to the water. I'm still getting funky artifacts of the water too. Not as bad as when I had DX12, but they're still there. I'm gonna go over the main airport, which for the life of me I can't remember the name of it now. I always know it as Dorval, and I'm sure it's got a different name now that it's, yeah, Charles something. I've been, you know what I say, I'm greatly enjoying these old airplanes. The old airplanes have just become a very enjoyable thing for me to fly lately. I have no idea why. It's just something about real simple instruments, real simple controls. They're not quick. Sometimes they're very difficult to fly. Sometimes they're very easy, depending on which one. Just about got it trimmed out where I want it. A lot of nose down trim to get this thing to stay where I want it. Pull the speed back. That's probably a lot of it. Supposedly they've updated the cross on top of the mount. I got my nose itching like crazy. Trying not to sneeze. Trying not to have my nose go crazy while I'm on the stream here. Oh, yeah, they see which town, which school that is. Dorval School. St. Anne and Dorval. One of the big rail yards. This is a huge industrial area with the airport and rail, and there's all kinds of industrial rail that comes in and out of here. It's a giant rail hub. A lot of stuff comes from the ocean into the port of Montreal and goes out across the rest of Canada by rail, especially in the winter time when the photogrammetry is not loading in quite as well as I'd like today. But it is what it is. Well, I was saying the St. Lawrence Seaway, when it freezes over in the wintertime, everything goes by truck and rail. Bridges don't look like they're loading right. Photogrammetry, they are handcrafted, but they do not look like they're loading right. I mean, I know the Chateauguay Bridge is a mess, but I'm sure that's not the name of it, but that's a bridge into Chateauguay, Quebec. And I do know that bridge is a nightmare mess. It's being redone, or mostly redone now, but I know it doesn't look like that. More artifacts in the water. The rail bridge looks like that, but doesn't go all the way to the ground. Yeah, it looks better. It's just not loading in properly. I'm not sure why. Photogrammetry does that, especially on bridges, and the water's all messed up tonight. I have no idea why. It might have to do with the photogrammetry here. Peel around and catch Angron Park here. One of the neat things about Angron, if I can find it in the air, it should be right over here to the left. There it is. That's where I come in and park my car, because it's a fairly well-off section of the city. So less chance of anybody bothering your car, and it's $10 to park all day in the metro station's right there. But this park was designed by the same designer who designed Central Park in New York City. Kind of cool, the little factoid. Yep, right here is the metro station where I park my cars over here. Metro station, bus station. There used to be a zoo a long time ago, a little zoo right here, but that's long since gone. There wasn't much of a zoo, but they did have a little tiny zoo right here. Head out and see what they've done on the island. Most of this looks very good. Most of it's very recognizable. Golf course on the island and all the ritzy little waterfront high-rise condos. Like I say, the whole West Island is the more wealthy section of the city. Matter of fact, the whole West Island, extreme West Island, is all English-speaking, where the rest of the Providence is Quebec. or French. That bridge looks better. That one's in the water. So I think they screwed up the water level heights or something. And it sort of loads in. Yeah, I don't know. This is one of the passenger rail hubs where all the metro lines and stuff come in and out. Neat thing about the metro is it has rubber tires. It's more freight here, but it has rubber tires instead of running on rails. It runs on these concrete rails with rubber tires, so it's much smoother and much quieter than most. Oh, don't give me that. Why do I have crappy bandwidth? I have beautiful bandwidth. Very recognizable. Downtown's all perfect. I can find the church. Looks like they got the stuff up on the top of the hill, right? Correct. Awesome. There's the church. Then we'll come back around. The parking area and the park up here. Can't remember which. Is it St. Peter? One of the saints' hearts is in this church. And back in the 70s, I believe it was stolen. His heart was stolen and held for ransom. Odd thing to have. Hey Bryce, good morning to you, good evening to me. I just figured I wanted to come in and do this before I leave tomorrow. Just recreating a flight I did a couple of months ago, now that Montreal's been redone and Ottawa's been redone. And I had some time to kill and I can't sleep because I'm wound up for tomorrow. Unfortunately, once we're outside of Montreal going west, I know nothing about it. Montreal East. Most of my family's from up in this area. Oh, that's right. We know your place is in the kitchen. Nothing wrong with that. Just going to spin over the city here, up over the top of actual Mount Royal, which is named after Montreal. Those buildings didn't load, neither did those. Yep, the towers loaded and then they unloaded. Now they're loading back in, I hope. The big cross up on top of the hill. And all the towers. And they're not loading properly, but oh well, it is what it is. Yeah, it would be nice if Google Earth was this quality. Hey, Quasi, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you on the stream. And actually, the quality, it was better a few minutes ago, but I had a loading issue and my speed dropped for some crazy reason. And I'm not sure why. I have no clue why my speed tanked out, but now the city's loading in better. Which is funny because the Google Maps are actually better than the Bing Maps, but once they've reworked them with the, like this, these are definitely better. Some of the Port of Montreal unloading areas. The big grain unloaders. And a lot of stuff goes from ocean ship to lake ship here, so they go through the Great Lakes. And that's how they get into the interior of the US and Canada from here. Go out and check out the Formula One track, which the rest of the year is a casino and a beautiful park. That's where they held the rowing events during the Olympics. The long pool right there, the long square pool. Good morning, Mr. Brett. How are you today? This is the Formula One track. This is the actual location, the casino. Oh, they do have the globe from Man of His World. Hello, William Kelly. How are you this morning? Or afternoon or evening? This is, you had to ask me. I had it until this was the local legends from Italy. And for the life of me, I just knew it, and I knew somebody was going to ask me, and I forgot it already. And I tried to memorize it before I came on. It is there. It's the strictly seaplane. It's the red one, but this is a different model of it. It's a little bit more modern, a little faster. Laurent Amusement Park. It's below us. I see they completely modeled all of it, including all the rides and roller coasters. Well done. What in the world plane is this? You're going to drive me nuts. Oh, they put in ships unloading for the port. Like I said, a lot of stuff here. The ocean ships can make it in this far. Once they get here, it gets unloaded and then gets put on what's called lake boats, and they go throughout the Great Lakes. You're going to drive me nuts now. I'm going to have to look up this plane. I always forget the name of it. I'll probably crash while I'm looking it up. All right, where is it? It's a Savoia Marchetti. Yes, 55. Oh, there's the old Olympic Stadium from the 76, I think, Olympics, which is now Biodome. Over here, there's the Biodome. Which they have an entire Amazon rainforest inside that dome over there. Really cool buildings that are there. Somebody's bouncing around here. There's quite a few people flying around checking out how Montreal looks. I think we'll start heading back up the river, start on our way to Ottawa. They've done a great job of making Montreal look like Montreal. I don't know if anybody else has noticed, but several other airports and areas have been upgraded, like in the U.S. Maybe because I'm so close to the Canadian border, they got hit, but the two main airports I fly out of have both been redone. And they got rid of all those buildings in Lake Placid, which aren't there. They're just tents. They finally got rid of them. So, I don't know what else has been upgraded. That's wasn't announced, but I'm not complaining. I noticed that a few U.S.-Canadian border airports got some. Yeah, like I said, I'm within 20 miles as a crow flies. Well, up 50 miles as the crow flies of the Canadian border, and both my little local airport in Lake Placid and the big one at Plattsburgh, which is only 15-20 miles away, is completely redone. So I was very happy about that. Also, Icarus noticed something. If you look in the oh dear Lord, the marketplace, there's a campsite for sale that they used for Trent Palmer and them used that you can purchase. I'm not sure whether they goofed or what, but if you don't purchase it, you just go land there at that airport. It's there already. It's like permanently there in the sim. Even if you don't buy it, it's there. Because Icarus was going to buy it and landed there, and he's like, wait a minute, it's already in there. I mean, the cabin, the tents, the little airport, everything's there. I can't wait to see how it looks up towards Ottawa. I'm having some issues with the rivers in Canada. They can literally jump up 250 feet. Well, I've just been having east of Bellacoola, of course. I have to look, but I've been having issues like with the height here in the city. A couple of the big tall bridges are underwater, or slightly underwater, and like over there's splits in the river, like over here, like the heights are split. And I'm not sure if it's just in Canada or if it's something that's going on with my sim or what, but I've been getting a lot of artifacts in the rivers. Not quite 250 foot jump up, but I know when the sim first came out, Grand Canyon was horrible like that. So I get to fly out tomorrow morning to Washington, D.C. I'm excited. We just had a great get-together dinner tonight, where we met all the other groups going down, and it was really fun. We got to have dinner. He sat next to the guy that's 100 years old, just turned 100, the World War II vet. His mind's still as sharp as a tack, and he's going with us on their honor flight. That's neat to meet him. I said earlier in the stream, if you happen to miss it, that much like when Air Force One is airborne, any honor flight in the United States is considered honor flight 1. They have the tail number until takeoff, but once they're airborne, all ATC refers to the plane as, ooh, that's not good. That's a big stutter. Ooh. That's big. Something doesn't want to load here. It didn't crash, I'll give it that, knock on wood. But ATC honors the veterans by naming the aircraft Honor Flight 1, and they have top priority for clearance through airspaces. So I think that's really a neat thing they do. They have the same priority clearance as Air Force One when it comes through going through airspace. Well, something did not want to load there, but like, see these bridges? Why is it covered in water? But then it kind of loads and doesn't load, and yeah, this is my first time going with Honor Flight, and I got lucky enough I can go with my dad's companion. I'll probably volunteer to be a companion if no other, because there are some vets that don't have people to go with them. It's $400 for the companion to go, but it's well worth it to see these guys. Oh, and here's an interesting thing about tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have some kick-ass video. He was in the start of Vietnam. So he's actually, even though he's 83, he was at the very start of Vietnam War. The ladies sometimes help out with the garden. Main turns 100 at January 1st. That's awesome. I just find it amazing when you think back at what they've seen in 100 years. They keep that so close to themselves. Maybe somebody's heard an echo of anything, but I hear nothing. Heck, I didn't even know it was Canada until like 2 weeks ago. Or 3 weeks ago. Oh, well, like I was saying, I am hopefully going to be able to get some actual cockpit video while we're flying, because something they do, because there's on all these honor flights, there are vets who are Air Force, and any vet, since 9/11, all cockpits doors are closed and locked during flight, except honor flights. Honor flights, the cockpit doors are opened, and all the passengers are more than welcome to come up and talk to the pilot and crew and see the cockpit and the aircraft. I think that's pretty awesome. Because under FAA regulations, the door is supposed to be locked at all times, and during honor flights, they're not. They're left wide open. I heard a jet. Or that one. Yeah, they've been, I would say they've been doing a pretty good job of keeping it close to their chest. Like, oh, none of these houses loaded properly. When photogrammetry works and loads properly, it's incredible. When it doesn't, it does that crap. It looks like garbage. It's so hit and miss whether it loads properly or not. And it's not my connection. I love it. Oh, you've lost connection. I have a fiber line in the house. So I didn't. It's not my speed that's got the issues. Golf courses look nice. Hard to believe you get out here on this, still on the same island as one of the largest cities in Canada, and there's farms. Just like Long Island's all farms. Yeah, I probably know for the 11/29 with no other info. Yeah, because we should have one more update, and then do we have one more update than the anniversary, or is it the anniversary next and then the next update? Can't remember. I should pin that. Like, oh, see, there's water height changes right there. Like, this whole triangle of water is just out of place. There's one there. Oh, time to see how well they did with the satellite views of the rest of the area that's not the cities. Surprisingly enough, Microsoft or Osobo, whichever one, have been doing really well about keeping the leaks to a minimum about what's coming next. I don't know if they'll do Americas again. They've done it twice recently, and now Canada, North America is pretty much done. Well, not done, but they've been done. I'm imagining Asia again, or India, maybe South America. And you know what makes me think South America? One of the reasons I think South America is because Orbix just did the whole South American mesh. Maybe they know something we don't. That's why I hedge my bet that way. I really would like to see, the Himalayas done. Yeah, a real full-blown update of PNG, Papua New Guinea, really tight, down to 1 meter resolution would be incredible. They'll do more than just Brazil, though, I think. It's a lot like Canada. It's huge land area, but very few actual cities. So I think it'll be a larger area. I want to see Nepal That whole area of the Himalayas. Yeah, they did the orbits mesh, but all the rivers are out of place. All that stuff is a mess. That whole, as soon as you get into the China side of that, it's a mess. It's fine if you fly way down where, if you fly mostly down where the Everest is, but you get up into the upper parts towards the Chinese, Mongolia, and all the way up there, it's a mess. Love these planes, man. You get a plane trimmed out right, I'm not even touching the controls. This thing is just going. This looks 100 times better than it did. Except for, like I said, the water artifacts are constant. I'd like to see a lot more of Asia. Yeah. Well, hell, there's that one private company that scans the entire globe every, what, 40 days or some crap like that. Go buy their latest satellite images for, like you said, China and Russia and the areas which don't let normal ones go through. Well, yeah, certain stricter companies, but look, the entire Earth has been radar mapped. All of it. From space. It's not the most detailed, but it's very detailed. And she's doing that funky load-in thing that's been doing in certain areas right after they update them too. They are not allowed to do certain things, but every country, there's certain things you can do from space and they don't, that are considered okay in space. And when you want to talk really bonkers, is U.S. escorts, and I couldn't believe this when I first read it, the U.S. escorts Soviet aircraft to fly over the U.S. to spy on us, and they escort our aircraft over Soviet Union to spy on them. And we let them, and they let us. It's the weirdest thing you've ever seen when you read the articles on it. Shh, William, he's incognito. Shh, don't let people know. He's so famous now after having 1,000 viewers on the other day that he has to hide in plain sight now. I wanted to make sure I'm on the right river. Yeah, okay. Yeah. You can't even go to the store now without a hat and glasses. No, good on you, man. You deserve that. You absolutely did deserve it. I couldn't think of a better bloke I'd rather see it happen to. Morning, Mr. Zenon. How are you? Hope all is well. He's an A-pop idol. No, A-prop. A-prop. P-R-O-P. He's a prop idol. Hope all is well with you, Mr. Zenon. Just waking up. I should be in bed because I got to get up at 4 in the morning. But you know how it is. I'm sitting here drinking coffee, flying down a river in Canada. Nah, I wish. It's more of the fact my other account has a complex as fuck password and multiple steps of authentication. So it cannot be setting it up on the phone. I literally, like, the company, how I do that, and this is funny because, like, how I keep the company account separate from my personal account, the race team's account, One is on Microsoft Bing, and the other one's on Chrome. I know if I pull up Chrome, I got the company account. If I pull up the other one, I got the Bing. And you don't need as much sleep until you get much older. Then you need a lot. Yeah. And then you get really old, and you end up taking a dirt nap. This place is a million times better than the last time we went up. You see the tracks in the fields. Very nice. Before it was just kind of Mario land through parts of it. So hopefully tomorrow I can get a good takeoff and landing video out the window of the plane. You ever from Montreal to Quebec City? Oh, is that floor less and beautiful? Not sure I follow that. Yeah, I'm not following that either, William. Sorry. Up until 2x days ago, I didn't have Discord linked to my phone. Wanted to keep my content work separate from life when I was doing. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. So what the hell were you doing talking to me at work on Discord for then the other day, dumbass? I think that was supposed to be. I don't know what that. No, definitely not a bridge there. It's just something screwed up. Yeah, probably flawless. Now that makes sense when you say it out loud. I don't know if anybody that bought these or if anybody did buy these, if you notice there are flight plans where they flew these from Italy to the U.S. Bush, they call them, well, under the Bush missions, there's the flight plans. They actually flew these things all the way from Italy to the U.S. I may have to do that. It's different now than doing 35 hours a week. Wow, it's a... They might have not had floors in the river, I don't know. But then as soon as he said flawless, it hit in my head. Oh, duh. But that lake needs some love. It was pretty. I love. So how was Quebec City look? Can you see the split in the middle of the city? The big rip? What the hell do they call that anymore? City used to all be one height, and then back in the hell, what was it, 18, 17 something, 16 somethings? 1600s? Real early for this country, and it ripped. They had a massive earthquake called Logan's Fault, and it ripped Quebec City in half. Half of the city raised up about 65 feet higher than the rest of it. And that's how Mount Tremblant, north of Montreal, got its name, because it didn't. The Mount Tremblant, it shook for more than something like 14 years with aftershocks. It wouldn't stop shaking. That's why they call it Mount Tremblant, the Trembling Mountain. Yeah, I stupidly love old history, shit like that. Will never use it a day in my life, but I know it. Actually, I take that back. I just used it today, so that I used it. Well, you better drink that coffee. Get it done. Get it down. I shouldn't be drinking coffee because I got to get my ass to bed. But No, I'm drinking coffee, flying along on a stream, and I should have been in bed half an hour ago. But no. I want to walk around DC in a total daze tomorrow. Not great above Resolute Bay. Did you go up to Alert and see what it looked like up there? I gotta go to Alert Base and see if they updated it all. Of course, there's not much there in real life anyways, but a bunch of gravel and a couple of little buildings. But I wonder if they actually updated Alert. So it doesn't look so much like Super Mario World where it's just big giant squares of different, either gray or white or... After the last update, I got this same world update. The first time through, I was getting these crazy load-in squares. And Brett was getting it too. It was on one of Brett's streams that did this. Their world with what's your plans? Well, yeah, there's nothing up there. Actually, if you go into northern Quebec, up near, oh hell, can't remember the name of the bay. It's not Bay of Fundy. Is it Bay of Fundy? I don't know. Just east, there's a river. You can follow that river. I'm going to go up there in a stream soon, or not in a stream, and check it out. If it's there, I'll do it in a stream. But Hydro-Quebec has this one long river chain just dammed up for every so many miles. There's another dam on it, another dam on it, another dam on it, another dam on it. And only like 2 or 3 of them are even turned on, but they're all dammed up, ready to be generating power whenever they need it. Which is bonkers. Is there somebody ahead of me? I don't see them. There's a commercial up high. Finger games, okay. Rukuni, don't know who that is. Got something better up there now. I'll go looking when I get a chance, yeah. I'm gonna go check that northern Quebec thing out because it's really neat. I want to drive up there in real life because it's the farthest you can drive away from civilization in North America on that one road. It's nuts. And you have to bring all your fuel once you turn off the road up to the Inuit town, to the Hydro-Quebec town. You have to bring all your fuel with you. You have to bring everything with you because there are some small towns along the way, but they're all owned by Hydro-Quebec and they're locked. You like can't get in there. They won't let you in to buy fuel. They just, you can't stop there. I should have my other nav thing open so I can tell what town I'm in. Doesn't matter. More locks over there. This is the Ottawa River. This goes way up into the mountains, yeah. Where the other one, the St. Lawrence, goes all the way down along the U.S. border. Definitely a pretty flat place, but it's a lot like the U.S. It's flat from here until you get to the Rockies. There's some hills up towards the north a little bit, north of Montreal and north of here. Along these two river valleys, there's nothing but flat. That'd make a good flight someday. Take the St. Lawrence from where it's at the ocean till it meets the Great Lakes up in Watertown, New York. At least this version of the flying boat's got a roof. Open it and see the prop. That's your generator. You like that little tiny prop? I love these local Legends aircraft. They're definitely interesting to fly planes that I would never thought of flying. And these particular ones don't have any landing gear. They're strictly seaplanes. Dear Lord, I just realized how low my latency is. Holy crap, they're not low, how long it is. That lag is way behind. Huh. Didn't change my settings. Yeah, you got your coffees made. All right, now the day can start officially. I was actually supposed to do this flight earlier today, but I kind of got suckered into. I saw Gamey Wombat playing Construction Sim, and he had it on multiplayer, so I had to jump in and play. Ended up spending 2 hours doing that instead of this, but it is what it is. And I'm actually so wound up for tomorrow I wouldn't sleep anyways. Whole lot of farmland up through here, a lot of cows, a lot of dairy, a lot of corn. Corn and potatoes. And a whole lot of flat. Oh, there's some hills on that side. It's not the most exciting of flights, sorry everybody. It's kind of boring, an old slow plane. But I just want to chill and see how it compared to the other flight. It's the same flight I did already. It chose faster than 2 planes this time though. I could probably push it closer to 140. I'm just enjoying chilling along. Looks like the farther you get from the city, the less time they put into making sure things are good, because I really don't think the road is green here. Yeah, looks like they kind of slacked off the farther they got away from the city. I'm back. Got told to take a break, so I had to whip up food. We had a good dinner tonight. It was, I don't know how they did pork roast. It was tender as hell. Some gratin potatoes and things are good. Well, Harnos, noise. Yeah, my French is terrible. Oh yeah, this didn't get any love. This got clouded in the satellite pictures. This got no love at all. Ah, they screw up names. The only ones that don't screw up are the ones I heard all my life. I'm sure pretty much most of us do that, though. I want to see if they have the canals and showing up good in Ottawa here. Grilled bacon and poached eggs on sourdough with smashed avocado. I imagine smashed avos, avocado, spinach, tomato relish. Now, is that a relish made with vinegar, or is that just a relish as in relish when you chop everything up and throw it together near Valleyfield? Okay. Because some relish is pickled. Not just pickled relish, but other beet relish is pickled and other relishes like that are pickled. Or is it just relish in the name that it's all chopped up and thrown together? I can't wait till next month. About a week or so, the neighbor's going to call me when she slaughters her hogs so I can get some fresh pork belly to make my own bacon out of. Chop everything up, etc. Cook it down, season that, sugar, etc. Okay, makes sense. Does sound good. Sounds very good. Now I'm not going to want to go to bed when I'm done because I'm going to be hungry. Of course, I'm not much on poached eggs, but that's all right. My mom eats them a lot, the poached eggs. I'm an over hard kind of person. I like the whites brown and the yellow hard. Breads. Canada's big on different kinds of breads. You don't have to like a hipster fuckwit. I'll forgive you. You're not a millennial. Hello, Diego. That's as far as I'm going with that name. Diego Santos. I lose it at that. We'll stick with Diego. I got that part down. Good evening, afternoon, morning, whatever it happens to be. Of course, I'm not a millennial. I'm too old. I'm a grumpy old bastard. That's what I am. But I enjoy it. So, quick question to you guys. Do you think anybody actually falls for this? Oh, what plane is that? Oh, it's a TBM. Oh, I have one of those. Does anybody actually fall for that anywhere? I have one of those in real life. And it's always a hyphenated last name. And they all have like the same little picture. This is pretty up through here. You're just a grumpy bastard. I know I am. I'm grumpy old bastard. You're just a grumpy bastard. You're just not old. Is that what you're saying? He's like, oh, millennials are so lazy. I hate them. It's like, dickhead, you are one. I hate hippies. So if you're a hippie, yeah, I probably just piss off people, but I hate hippies. I think I got that from growing up across the road from Vermont. Across the lake from Vermont, not road, but... I think Jerry Garcia is the Antichrist. No, I'm just kidding. He'll never be old. I'll tell you what, meeting that guy today that was 100 years old, still sharp as a tack, man. That was awesome. He don't get around too well anymore. Most of the shit's wore out at that age, but his mind was still sharp as a tack. It should be. Ottawa should be right there. What do you consider hippie though? Because, for example, I make smashed avocado drinking a coffee with oat milk. I have a beard. Yeah, fuck it, I hate you too. There, that ends that conversation. No, like that. Well, maybe. I don't know. Now you've done messed up my whole day. Good thing it's almost over. Gonna have nightmares. Bryce the hippie. Oh, damn it. Yeah, you just messed up my whole day. I am so pissed now. I'm just Gonna fly into the ocean. They're different hippies when I was growing up. They wore bell bottoms and things like that, you know? Listen to bands like Jerry Garcia, and then when he died, they all started listening to this stupid band called Fish. Oh, Jesus. Oh, for Christ's sakes. Nobody cares about smoking a bone. That doesn't make you a hipster. Dear Lord, most of the people I know have smoked a bowl or two now and then. I don't. I smoke one and I get in a fight. I'm probably one of the few people in the world that it just makes me even more of an asshole than I am now. If that's actually possible, but the way you said dabbled, though, that does make you bad. Yeah, just using the word dabbled. Yep, that was enough. I give a shit what you do. That's the best part about getting old. You really just get... Two things start to happen to you when you get old. First, you just don't give a shit. Second of all, at some point along the way, you don't give a shit what people are, what they're like, what they do. You give a shit about how they treat you when you talk to them. And that's all that matters. That's it. You don't give a shit about nothing else. Nothing else. They don't care if the guy's sitting there with 50 piercings in his face and purple hair and one breast and two balls and a who the hell knows what else. You don't care. If he's a nice guy or girl and he talks to you, that's all it is. I just want to yell. Most hipsters these days don't know what gender they are. Yeah. Look, I don't care what you want to be. I don't. You want to be a fucking purple puppy. I don't give a shit, to be honest with you. But don't look like a girl and expect me to call you something else when I first meet you. I'll call you whatever you want me to call you when you introduce yourself to me. But if I say ma'am and you've got boobs and I say ma'am and you get pissed, fuck you. You know? Fuck you. Don't get pissed until after you've introduced yourself to me and then explain to me how you want to be treated. And not even treated, how you want to be addressed. Because I will tell you one thing, you want to talk about wind up, I've only ever had one person tell me they wanted to be called something other. They literally introduced themselves to me as, hi, I'm Stacy, they, them. And I literally said, hi, I'm Paul, fuck shit. I expect you to use them properly. And I don't know whether the word got out, I'm just an asshole, and I don't ever talk to me again after that, but that's the way it is. If you can choose yours, I can choose mine. No, I don't. Like I said, I don't care if that's what you want to do, how you want to live your life, great, but don't expect everybody else to do it too. That's all. Especially hippies like you. All your fancy relish. Most of us have fucking bacon and eggs. No, you have grilled bacon with a special relish and poached eggs. Of course, the fact that you're a chef has nothing to do with that, right? It's because you're a hipster. Oh, hell, Bryce, you make life interesting and fun. It'd be a much more lonely place without you in it. I'd be more sane, but more lonely. Yeah, we're coming into Ottawa proper, the outskirts of the city. Gonna take a little swing in the river and see if they got the canals updated in there. Doctor says, sir, I got bad news. Patient says, miss, please. Doctor says, okay, man. You got prostate cancer. Oh, Jesus. I once commented on Triple J thing on socials about whatever that is, who's an amazing musician. Tasha Sultana. I referred to them as female. I got blasted by their fans telling me how phenomenal. I can say I'm a dog doesn't make me a dog. I'm sorry. You can say what you want, but it doesn't make you something else. I mean, like, I have a niece. Nobody told me the first time. Nephew now, but nobody told me. I walked into the door at Thanksgiving and it's got a beard. She's got a beard. He's got a beard. Whatever. Somebody could have told me ahead of time. What the heck is that? It must be some sort of walkway, pedestrian walkway that collapsed. No. Must be a walkway for employees going to the warehouse to work. Racetracks, but they're boring. They're for horses. I look at it like this. Gender's not a choice. Self-perception is. Whatever you perceive yourself as, that's what you are. That's fine. More power to you. But don't expect the rest of the world to follow that way. I think one of the saddest things I saw, just on a serious note, and it's not even about that. One of the saddest things I've seen in the last probably 10 years, which to me is kind of sad, is 10 years, maybe even 15 years ago, one of my best friends is gay, has been pretty much his whole life, and he had some hard-fought battles, to be accepted. He did. But then it got to be a point in the world where nobody cared. He was a good guy. Nobody gave a shit. Gay, straight, didn't make any difference. Nobody cared. He was Jim. Nobody gave a shit. Simple. Now with all this crap going on again, he's got to fight all over again. Because instead of going forward, they've set them back. This group of people preached and preached and preached tolerance, 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 to the point of being intolerant. Exactly. Don't race me if I say it wrong before I know you. Exactly. Whatever you want to do. Free world. Live your life how you want to live it. Just don't expect others to have to follow that way too. Simple. No, it's not incorrect to say what you see. I see a man, I'm going to say man until I'm corrected. Simple as that. Or woman, or dog. I'm sure my collie wouldn't get pissed off if I called her a mutt. That's collie. I'm the hound. Yeah, whatever. Quick swing through downtown Ottawa. Which, by the way, is a very beautiful city. Stop complicating it, Zenon. There's the main river over here, but right through the middle of the city is a small set of canals and locks, which goes up to that We look to this lake. And it's absolutely gorgeous, and it runs right through the middle of the city. I can see they got the bridges go all the way down to the water issue. Looks like this is photogrammetry, which makes sense. It is the capital of Canada. That they would have photogrammetry here. There's some of the dams and the bridges. This should be the lock, the main boat canal. Oh wow, they did the church. Awesome. Look at that. That is all parked right through the middle of the city, down by the water at the locks. See boats going up through all day. That's a mess. That part's a mess. There's a series of locks down there. See here again, the water's going over top of the road. I'll throw some tunes, knock out some dishes. I shall return soon. Yeah, if it's not too soon, I'm landing here, and not too much longer, just right there, because that was the closest seaport I could find. I got about 50 miles to go. Woo! Or less if I smack it into the middle of this highway. Yep, skating on the canals in the winter. I've never been in the wintertime. The only time I go north in the wintertime is to go to Montreal, because I can go to 90% of Montreal without ever coming above ground or going outside. You can go to the malls while staying underground. You can go to the hotel. You can go to the Biodome where it's 85 degrees, tropical rainforest inside in the middle of winter. Heck, I'd go up there because I never have to go outside at all. Go to the motel and catch the metro underneath the motel. There's complete malls, there's restaurants, everything can be reached without ever going outside. That, and I grew up in Lake Placid, New York, the site of the 1932 and 1980 Winter Olympic Games, and I can't skate a lick. I can ski, I can't skate at all. I'd break my neck on a pair of skates. Yeah, photogrammetry is not loading properly again. Damn it. Too bad, because when it loads correctly, it's gorgeous. Taipei Airport has cars going across the runway in the sim or in real life. More water artifacts. Most of the water artifacts seem to be where there's photogrammetry. Or at least for me here. So hopefully tomorrow I'll get some good takeoff and landing videos. Hopefully I'll get a cockpit in-flight video. And sometime during the morning I'll know exactly what kind of planes we're in. All I know is they're twin turboprops. That's all they told me. That's all they knew. They weren't real big airplane people. "15 kilometers of underground walkway, shops, etc." Oh, in the sim, the car's going across the line. Yeah, there's my landing lake. I can see it from here. It's definitely 100% better than it was. Absolutely. Still got some rough edges, but 100 times better than what it was when I flew this last time. I think I might have to go the other direction, up towards Quebec City and out that way. I wonder if that's 35 nautical miles from here to here, not from the center point of your plane to the edge, because that's only about 15 miles off. I'm guessing, so it's 15, 16 each way. 17 and a half. These really are fun flying boats if you're into that sort of thing. They are slow, they're big, they're sluggish. You're not going to go whipping down valleys with them, but they're great for sightseeing. They're really stable, got a pretty decent range in them. They're fun to dry start, or yeah, dead start from dead stop, because they got a little pony motor that you got to fire up. You hear that running, sounds like a little snowmobile engine, a little single cylinder. You get that running, then you start with one engine, then you get the other engine running. The startup sequence, a lot of fun. I don't ever film it on this one. I should, because it is fun, and it's kind of neat. These birds are a lot of fun. I guess I don't need that anymore. I can see my destination. That long, skinny run right there is my landing zone. Yeah, I think so too. Landing is so much easier in VR. These birds have no flaps. They're not speed demons, but they are enjoyable to fly. And like I said, when you get them trimmed out, they'll stay right where they need to be. You just can't do anything fast with them. I don't remember which engine's front and which one's rear. I think number 1 is front and number 2 is rear. That didn't sound right, but just coming in for a landing, Mr. Brett. How's it going with you? Just about finished up with this big old bird. Definitely 100 times better than what it was. Ottawa is real pretty. Montreal is a great job. Just finished cooking brunch. So yeah, Bryce just cooked. You just cooked. I'm getting ready for bed because I got to be up in 4 o'clock in the morning. These things don't have reversers and no brakes. So what'd you have for brunch? Anything good? Y'all have anything good? What's this? Osflight Simmer and his viewers just joined. Well, oh, just in time for me to dock my plane. Anybody who showed up? Kind of got a notification y'all showed up. Showed up? Oh, Inspector. Welcome, welcome. Unfortunately, I am just docking my plane. We just flew from Montreal up to Ottawa to see how different it was from the last time I went across. My goodness, I have 21 people watching, and I'm finished. Hello, Wild Turkey, Mr. Drew. Good seeing you again. Well, if I got enough people here, if anybody wants to stick around, I can spin around and head farther up the river for a little while. I can kill probably another half hour before I have to get totally to bed. Black Justin Trudeau, fly at CYOW, my home. Yeah, you know, I'm just going to spin around, go farther up the river, and see where we end up. As long as I'm here, I fly for another half an hour, and get done, we can just land in the river. I'm going to give myself a bit more fuel before we take off. I don't want to disappoint. What? Oh, hold on. Hold on. People, hold on.